Hey everybody, SS Nate Z. Bringing you Supergirl vlog number 4 about the episode that just aired today, November 23rd. Now, for you, those of you confused by the numbering or wondering where I was last week, basically two things. One, I didn't record my vlog directly last week because I had a really nasty throat bug and it destroyed my voice. I could barely talk at all, let alone record something for the almost 20 minutes I tend to go on. Though that sort of worked out because this week's episode and last week's episodes were switched due to very unfortunate real life events. So I'm going to talk, even though the vlogs will not technically be posted in order, I am technically talking about the episodes in order. That said, Supergirl episode 4, how does she do it? Again, overall, the show is doing really well. It's definitely improving. I was actually right as the show ended, my dad called, so I was talking to him first before I got to record these, and I think his analogy he came up with his best is that this show is still in the stirring phase, and that if you think of this show as a cake mix, it still needs to be stirred, it still needs to congeal and come together properly. And because right now we're still finding chunks of batter and everything. And I don't want to dwell on that stuff because I do want to remain positive because I really am genuinely loving the show. But I am not going to I can't overlook its flaws right now. So we are officially going into spoiler territory at this moment. So last warning. And I'm going to begin this with a comment my roommate made about the pilot. And I think, again, really hit the nail right on the head. This show seems to be caught between its executive producer and its network. They're sort of arguing over how it should go because I've looked up this guy's name 5 times before recording, hope to remember it. But the executive producer for Supergirl is the executive producer for Flash, and I have no complaints about the Flash. I don't want to say it's perfect because I know it has flaws, but for the life of me, I can't tell you what they are. I mean, the Flash has a genetically engineered psychic gorilla as one of its villains, and it works. I mean, maybe it's because I'm a comic book fan and that's like the least weird thing I've ever heard of, but they did it extremely well. I mean, there's just no way around it. Meanwhile, Supergirl, you got the awesome superhero stuff. You got her flying around saving people. You got the mystery going on with Hank Henshaw, which already immediately tells me he's very different from his comic book version, but I'm definitely curious to see where they go with that. But then you have workplace drama and you have love triangles. I gotta tell you, I don't like how love triangles are being shoved into everything. I'm just tired of them at this point. I don't have anything against them in theory. I used to be a huge fan of harem animes, but I'm just done with love triangles. More to it, I'm done with the idea that Hollywood and television seems to think we need them. See, I also really enjoy the Hunger Games movies. I have not read the books, but I have the friend I've gone to see the last 3 movies with who's read the books, and various other people who have read the books have informed me that there was no love triangle in the books. That she made it clear that she did not think of one of that the female protagonist of Hunger Games did not feel any romantic connection to one of her choices in the books. They make that significantly less clear in the movies, and the movies suffer for it. Not terribly so, but it's the point where oftentimes during the movies I'm wondering, why is this even a choice? I don't see any connection between Candace and this other guy. So that said, I don't like the Winn, Kara, Jimmy Olsen love triangle. I do not like that it exists. However, if they have to do it, I like how they are doing it. I like that it's Winn is head over heels for Kara, but she's oblivious to it, while Kara is head over heels over Jimmy Olsen, and he's oblivious to it. And I'm not going to lie to you, the main reason I can tolerate that is because I've been there. I have had so many crushes on so many lovely women, and they've had no idea. In fact, there was a line in this episode that I quoted on Facebook as soon as much as it was said, where Winn is playing video games with the kid, and, Kara comes in and leaves, and Winn's looking all sad, and the kid goes, Kara, Winn, you're getting killed. And Winn just goes, every day, kid. Right there. So, yeah, I get it. And Winn is my spirit animal. Let's just leave it at that for now. That said, this is though another plus in that Kara did the right thing when she found out about Lucy Lane still having feelings for Jimmy, and I like to think that's how I would react in that situation. So, yeah, I don't like that it's there, but at least it's been being done in a way I can tolerate. I'm also becoming less and less annoyed with the whole James Olsen is a charming, suave, handsome man. That whole thing is bothering me less and less because they cast the right guy for it. I genuinely like him as a person and as a character. He seems really cool. I also really like the kid, and I loved his big crush on Supergirl. And again, not to belabor a point, but they're handling the superhero aspect of the show very well, I think. And especially the super part. I am going on pretty long, but this is stuff I really do want to talk about here. Get my fingers out of the shot. Okay, so I am actually going to have to edit this one on my computer because I accidentally turned my phone off, and now this is in 2 chunks. Going to resist the urge to cut out all my flubs and everything and just paste the 2 pieces together and call it a day. But as I was saying, they are getting the Superman family aspect perfect, I think. I will admit, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I was too cool to like Superman. I thought the character was boring and he had too many powers. If you spend any time on certain areas of the comic book fandom, you've heard these arguments before, that Superman is boring because he has too many powers, there's no drama. While that can be true, I found as I got older, I appreciate Superman as a character more and more. And it's not so much the power aspect. It's that he's just a genuinely good person, trying to do the best he can, always trying to do the right thing, lead by example. And, again, given tragic real-life events and other certain aspects of reality where you just feel like, oh yeah, this is going to sound lame, you feel like we need someone like Superman. We need someone that good who's out there doing amazing things. Now, granted, part of the reason I've liked Supergirl over the years has been somewhat different in that I like that she's the fish out of water more so than Superman, because Superman came to Earth as a baby for all intents and purposes. He grew up human. Kara came to Earth as a teenager. It was all new to her. Pre-New 52, when her book was being written white, they did that. The issues were about her trying to figure out who she was. And that is part of my frustration with how they changed things for this version of the character. However, again, they just nailed it perfectly right. The scene where, as Supergirl on the train, she is talking to Cat Grant's son and basically asking him for her help. Nail on the head. That is the super family. That is Superman. That is Supergirl. Not talking down to the kid, just saying, hey, there's a situation. Can you help me? She's inspiring him, you know. At the end of the episodes, he was cracking jokes and coming out of his shell more. I mean, that was awesome. And again, as I've grown up and come more out of my shell, you know, again, I connected with the character. The show is doing things right. And I've been meaning to mention this in like every vlog. I love the heat vision. I love the effect for the heat vision. It threw me off at first that it was bluish white, but it's been pointed out that that is actually hotter than the red flame, so I'm okay with it. But more than that, I love that when Kara or one of the other Kryptonians uses it, you look at the area around her eyes, it looks like it's heating up. That is a really, really cool touch. And more than that, I loved in the pilot when she used it and her heat vision was off. The rest of her eye slowly cooled down. You could see the red hot receding. That is just a really cool touch. I love it. Really hoping I didn't mention this already. Lucy Lane is likable, which again, I'm glad that going if they have to do the whole love triangle, oh he doesn't know I'm alive bit, they're not making the other woman a rhyme with witch. And speaking with rhyming with witch, again, I really love what they're doing with Cat Grant, where we're starting to see that no, she is not that terrible. You could tell in this episode she really, really did love her son and thought he was special and wonderful. And there will be more on Cat Grant once I start recording the other vlog. But yeah, I think that about sums it up. I've already gone over for more than 10 minutes combined. But again, the show is going through its growing pains, but overall, I more than like it. I love it. And I will talk more about the Thanksgiving episode here in a bit. See you guys then.